Hi, I'm Charlotte from Freezer Meals 101, and today we're going to make some super kid-friendly snacks for the freezer. This week in our house is Children's Hospital Week, so one of our daughters goes for infusions, and when she has her rounds, she goes several days, and so she and I spend a few days at the hospital that week. There's a day break in between, but it's a pretty busy week. And so the other kids have to fend for themselves when it comes to snacks and making lunches for school and all those kind of things. So I'm just going to fill up our freezer with some snacks that I know will be super popular. I know that they'll love them. Last week I made healthy snacks for the freezer. And it's not that the kids don't love them because they're still pretty kid-friendly. Granola bars and smoothie popsicles and energy balls, and I forget what all I made. But anyway, there will be a link up there to that video if you're looking for healthier snacks for the freezer. But these ones are like surefire wins, and the kids will actually be really excited about eating them. So we are starting today with our corn dog mini muffins. They, again, just really kid friendly. We made our corn dog mixture with a third of a cup sugar, half a cup softened butter, 8 eggs, 1 cup of melted honey, 2 2/3 cup milk, 4 3/4 or 2/3 cup flour, 3 tablespoons baking powder, 1 cup cornmeal, 2 teaspoons salt. Mixed that together. You can find the full recipe down in the description box. That way it's a lot easier than you trying to quickly jot down what I'm saying. But I have already greased the mini muffin pan, and I'm gonna go ahead and fill the mini muffin pans up with our mixture here, and then we will be adding little bits of hot dog, that's the kid-friendly part, to each one. This, the batter, there's so much batter. This recipe makes 10 dozen of these mini corn dog muffins, and every time that I do this, I think, oh, I really should buy myself a second mini muffin tin tray so that this goes faster. But it's the only recipe I think that for, so then I forget until the next time. So we're just gonna slice these into about 1-inch pieces and then press the pieces into our corn dog batter there. This recipe is also really fun for kids' parties. Again, just they're a huge hit with kids. They go over so well. Yeah, you're gonna cook these in a 400-degree oven for 10 minutes, so they don't take that long in the oven. But while these are cooking, because I don't have a second mini muffin tin tray and I can't be filling it, I'm going to work on our next kid-friendly snack. So I'll be right back. The next thing we are making are some ham and cheese roll-ups, ham and cream cheese roll-ups. Again, great for school lunches, snacks, really good grab on the go thing, and very easy to make. I had some leftover flour tortillas from when I made breakfast burritos, and so this is a really good way to use that up. You can use ham for this, or turkey, beef, whatever kind of meat that you want. And you can use regular cream cheese. Today I'm making life simple for myself and I'm just using a spreadable cream cheese. But I've made these with regular, it works just fine. So you're just gonna spread cream cheese all over your tortilla. And then add a couple of slices of ham. And roll it up. You're gonna cut this into 3 pieces. I'm just gonna grab a clean knife. Place it in a large resealable freezer bag. And these can freeze, so as you can see, you've got your spiral there. These can freeze for up to 3 months and be used to pack for picnic lunches, camping, school lunches, again, snacks. Really, really easy. You can also add sliced cheese as well. So if you have a preference, if you want to do like a turkey and Swiss or whatever, that's fine too. And you can do it with the cream cheese or without. But my kids' preference is just the cream cheese and ham. These are the corn dog mini muffins. Super cute, right? So I'm gonna put these down to cool and continue on wrapping my ham and cream cheese tortillas. Take all the air that you can out of the bag, just like with all freezer cooking. Air is the enemy because it can lead to freezer burns. So you want to get all the air that you can out before you seal the bag. And then you'll pop this in the freezer and the kids can grab one out whenever they're hungry. It's a ham and cheese roll-ups. Okay, I'm gonna give my tray another spray with some olive oil cooking spray so that they don't stick. They came out super easily, which I'm a fan of. The first time that I made the corn dog mini muffins was because we had a party for one of the kids, and we had an outdoor hot dog roast in the yard. And we ended up with so many leftover hot dogs, and I didn't know what I was going to do with them. I know you can freeze hot dogs, but there's only so many packages of hot dogs that you can have in your freezer. So I came up with this idea and have been making them ever since because the kids loved them. To put this next tray in the oven. I don't know if you guys caught that on the fast forward, but not all of those are gonna make it into the freezer because now that one of the kids knew that they're available, they've already grabbed some to take to work. So that's how popular they are in this house. And once the other kids realize that they're around, I don't know how many bags will make it into the freezer. But anyway, I'm off to put this in the oven. The next snack we're going to make, again, super kid friendly and can go in the freezer, is Rice Krispie Squares. I really prefer to make my own, way less expensive than buying the Rice Krispie Squares that are already made. And I mean, it doesn't really get much easier than Rice Krispie Squares. So I added some butter into a giant bowl. And then we're gonna do 5.5 cups of mini marshmallows. When you're a busy mom, you have to make the most of the time that you have. So while we've got those in the oven, I can be working on these, and then we'll have twice as many snacks done by the end of this as we would have if I had just been doing the corn dog muffins. Okay, I'm gonna pop these in the microwave. The trick to making Rice Krispie Squares in the microwave is that you don't want to have it on for the whole time, so you want to stir it several times in between. That will make sure that you don't overcook your marshmallow butter mixture. And normally after that's cooked, I would be adding some vanilla, but I've completely run out of vanilla, so it's on the grocery list. We don't have any right now. It won't ruin the Rice Krispies to not have any though. So I just had it in for 40 seconds. It's barely starting to melt, which I knew. So I just want to give that a stir before I put it back in. And we're going to add 6 cups of Rice Krispies to that. And what I should be doing is slicing more hot dogs for the next round of corn dog muffins. But if I get doing too many things at one time, then sometimes it can actually take more time because I get too disorganized. So I'm just gonna stick with what I'm doing right now because I am technically still multitasking because I've got corn dog mini muffins in the oven, Rice Krispie thing in the microwave, and I'll get to doing that in a second. The key to doing Rice Krispie Squares in the freezer is you need to slice them before you put them in the freezer. That way, they're not hard to slice, they're not frozen when you try to slice them. And also you can just take out as many as you need. So you can take out 1 or 2 at a time, or take out an entire bag full if you're having an event or going on a picnic with your whole family or whatever. These are great for bringing camping too. Also, if you have some unexpected company and they've got kids with them, such a nice and easy snack to pull out and look like you were super organized because you've just got Rice Krispie Squares made. Okay, I'm going to pour this mixture into a 9x13 tray. I'm using my butter package to get it off the spoon. We find that that's the best way to have it not stick to anything, is to use the package that your butter was in. And I also use that same paper to press it down. You can cool your Rice Krispies in the fridge or on the counter until they're ready to slice, and then you're going to slice them and place them in a large resealable freezer bag and pop them in the freezer again, taking out as much air as you possibly can. I'm off to get more corn dog mini muffins. Hold on. Beautiful, right? Okay. Now I'm going to continue making some more of the ham and cream cheese roll-ups, and mostly I'm going to be at the corn dog mini muffins for quite a while, but there's no need for you to really stick around and see that. I'll show you a picture of what they look like in the bag. If you're looking for more freezer meal ideas, time-saving tips, money-saving ideas, and easy ways to feed your kids, please subscribe. Thanks for joining me today, and happy cooking!